So let us start with the questions. The question is, what is Atma and Anatma? Right? Let me hear from you people, what is Atma and Anatma as per your understanding.
I will go first.
Atma and Anatma, we have to come to the Atma by defining what is not Anatma. So I'm not the body, I'm not the intellect, I'm not the mind. Whatever all this is not, the other is Atma.
Okay.
So that's one.
Fairly accurate answer. See, we have heard the word called human being, right? The human being is a composite of two words, human and being. Correct, no? What is this human part and what is being part? It's made up of two words. The human part, what we call, consisting of human body, mind complex, the physical structure, and the mind which goes with that, is what we call as human part. What is the being part? Being is the essence of humans. It is a consciousness. So now, what is the body, mind, and intellect? It is a matter, material in nature. It's a composition of chemical composition at various degrees. So the material composition, which is made up of body, mind, and intellect, and even the world, is called Anatma. And consciousness is called Atma. The consciousness and matter is called Atma and Anatma. So the matter consists of body, mind is also matter, intellect is also matter. So everything what is material in nature is called Anatma. So in the human being part, the human part is Anatma, being part is Atma. Atma means myself. So when you ask in human being, when I say you are human being, what do you associate with yourself with? Human part or being part?
90% of the time it's a human part.
90% of the time you are a human part. If at all we associate with being part, very rarely, right? So the human part is just a matter. It's a interface. It's a instrument. The being part is the consciousness which drives this instrument. So let us say somebody dies. Okay, the human part will be lying on the table. Okay, being is not visible, is that gone. So that body will be disposed of. The human part is not what you are. You're really the being part. Out of the human and being, if you have to ask what are you, you should say I am being, and I have a human part. Rather than we confuse ourselves and say I am human. The human is the vehicle. The being is the consciousness. So when we die, the being is not visible. The human part is there. That human part it will start rotting. It will just dispose it off. So really we are not the human part, the being part. That's why in various languages, wo chala gaya. That he means he chala gaya. That somebody dies, they'll say chala gaya. Hindi, right? Chala gaya means he's gone. Who has gone? The being is gone. The body is there. But throughout our life, we live with the confusion that I am the body, not the being. That being is called Atma and the body is called Anatma. Is that a question? It's also matter and consciousness, relationship between matter and consciousness. So the consciousness and matter, what is the relationship? The science looks at the life from the matter point of view. Okay, they say, okay, there's a matter, gradually the consciousness appeared and life appeared. So it's an inverted view of life. In reality, from consciousness, matter appeared. The consciousness is the intelligence which is required for the material creation. From consciousness, the matter appeared, but scientific views from the outside, from outside to inside. Whereas the spiritual view is from consciousness to matter, the other way. The matter is called anatma, the consciousness is called atma.
What is the first existence of consciousness? When does it sprout?
The consciousness is eternally there. It doesn't come into existence or it doesn't go out of existence.
Exactly.
Say-
But when does it come in human form? What is that? Is that conception, or is it when it starts? It's
Or
hard.
in human form, the consciousness takes infinite number of forms. All living and non-living being forms it takes. Right? It takes human form is one of the forms.
Correct.
As per our Vedantic terms, it's what you call as some 86 million life forms it takes. Human form is one of them. Okay. After conception, maybe some 3 months or some time frame is there. Beyond that, it gets animated by Jiva, individual consciousness. Immediately after conception, it is a two cells, father and mother, that become a meat ball. So there, the consciousness to appear, it requires a subtle body. That means the fine matter, which is actually brain. So at that level, the subtle matter, the consciousness appears in the human body.
So for 3 months, it doesn't have existence. Can we say that? Is that a right word?
No, 3 months, the life will be derived from the parents.
No,
The
I'm talking about the consciousness. So let's say,
see, the consciousness is there all the time.
correct.
The consciousness is there everywhere. But the consciousness to appear in a human body, the consciousness is a body has to support it. The jiva, that the life force. So that will happen at some 3 months or 4 months, I think, around that time.
Yeah, okay. No, my question was like what we say, wo chala gaya. So now from chala gaya, for it to appear in somebody else's body, are we talking of 3 months? It's in limbo. Is that a right thing?
No, that jiva, the individual soul, consisting of a subtle body, a causal body. There are compositions. Subtle and causal body is there. Okay. So now that subtle and causal body will travel from one place to other place or one system to other system between birth and death. What they call as going to heaven or hell or travel into other parents' body, it will go through certain stages. These stages are very described in very detail in Brahma Sutra. Various stages, microscopic stages. So practically, what will happen is it will go through different types of experiences in between, and after that, it enters into the womb of the mother through father.
Okay.
So Harshali, there is a separate series of talks on Brahma Sutra.
There is about 40 talks on Brahma Sutra where every very fine details of the journey is given. The journey for different types of people. Somebody who has done spiritual sadhana, what happened to him? Somebody who has not done spiritual sadhana. Somebody has done sin. Somebody has done punya. So various microscopic stages are told in that journey.
Yeah, maybe this was the first time I got exposed to this word. So maybe there's a lot of things that I need to know.
No, there's a whole lot of literature with in Brahma Sutra, the chapter 4. So I have talked about 40 talks I have given, and every microscopic details are there. So devatas, there are the conscious beings who will come and assist. They can experience punya or papa, and after that, what will happen to them? All those things are details are given.
Guruji, the next question, follow-up question for this is, why should anyone, or we or anyone, learn about Atma and Anatma?
Why should somebody who want to learn about Atma and Anatma? It's like asking any question. Why should I learn any subject? Okay, why should you learn your let's say, software. You learn software. Why did you learn software?
For livelihood or
So livelihood, survival, right? So now survival of whom?
Of the
Survival
human.
of whom?
Survival of the human. So if you want to have the survival,
Which is not you. Survival of your vehicle. So we do a lot of effort on maintaining the vehicle without understanding that there's a vehicle which is being maintained. So real me, I don't even know. Okay, what I have to do for myself, I don't know. So it is like all our life, not one life, millions of lifetime we spend only on the human part, which is anatma, which is the vehicle. Okay, and throughout our life, there will be always a dissatisfaction within us. Some amount of dissatisfaction will be there. For anybody, however successful they are in. The dissatisfaction is because you are not taking care of your real self. You are not addressing the real self. First of all, we don't even know such a real self exists. So once you start understanding the real nature of self, and you start taking attention to that, there's an experience of deep peace and fulfillment of life. You feel fulfilled. Until that fulfillment is achieved, we go through millions of lifetimes without unfulfilled, all the while taking care of the body, which is the vehicle. So body has to be taken care, but body is not me, it's just a vehicle. It is like a plant is there and you want to water the plant. Okay, the plant uses beautiful flowers. So you start watering the plant, flowers, without watering the root of the plant. Then the plant will die. Plant will suffer. Our roots are deep within the being. The shoot and the flower is our body. So we keep addressing the body without addressing the innermost self. We address the mind also. Mind is also an Atma. So to address yourself, we need to know that about ourselves. The no system will teach it. There are two types of subjects in the earth: material science and science of consciousness. Matter and consciousness. There are two types of science. We are very familiar with the science of matter. Science of consciousness, nobody teaches us about ourselves. So by knowing ourselves, we can attain supreme peace, supreme bliss, and fulfillment of human life. That fulfillment of human life is called enlightenment or liberation or mukti.
so I'm sorry, I'm going to extend Subbu's question. I'm sorry if I sound very ignorant,
No.
but
Right.
so I'll say we are lucky here that we at least have been exposed. It's a different question how much of us will imbibe what and how on based on his and her own understanding.
Right.
But like what Subbu said, like why should you learn? So we see around us millions of people who don't even actually know about what we are trying to learn here,
Right.
and they live life and they go away.
Right.
And let's probably it might be a right way to say that they lived life without knowing themselves. For us, maybe we will learn with our knowledge maybe 1%, 2% of all this, but when we are talking about those lives who have never even been exposed on all this, and again here we are talking
Yeah.
about the form of only human, we are not even considering about the rest of those million janam that a soul goes through, who doesn't understand the meaning of Atma or the being form, I mean the human form and all. So is it there are two questions about it. First of all is those who don't learn, it's like they still live life and nobody knows what happens to them. And the second part is, are we saying that only humans have the opportunity to actually learn themselves and try to do better in life? Is that the right thing?
I think Guruji on mute.
We cannot hear. You. I think your audio is broke maybe.
I think signal is poor, maybe.
No, we can't hear you. No, I think he's some mute button is pressed. There's one
We
button.
cannot hear you.
Yeah, we cannot hear you.
You wanna rejoin?
I think I want to reconnect. Subbu, why is he saying that? He said mind is Atma as well, like few lines ago.
Anatma.
Sorry?
Anatma.
Okay. I had a, that's why I just want to confirm. He said mind is Atma or Anatma. That's why I just want to confirm. Okay, good.
Conscious
Stop recording until Prabhuji joins. I'll stop recording. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Of all the species, there are about 86 lakh yonis. The human being is the peak of evolution, which gives the ability, intellectual ability, and abstract thinking, which will help him to achieve whatever science and technology, what we are doing, go to space, do discoveries in science. Same time, it will help him to discover himself also. So that ability is not available at the lower level life forms. Okay, so that's the answer to your question, whether human being has the ability.
So this is the last chance for us to actually do something about it
Yeah.
and work on it.
When you are in the peak of evolution, so in the peak of evolution, you can encash it. But what happens is, it is not that human life itself is lost. It goes through millions and millions of lifetimes. In human birth itself, it can take millions of lifetimes without knowing. It's a evolution process, slowly evolution process. All of a sudden, people will not come to spiritual journey and all. It takes many lifetimes before somebody is getting ready for asking question, who am I, what I am really. They don't, the question won't even come. Even if you tell them, they won't understand. So out of, let's say, 100 people, I mean, the world population is 7 billion, 99.9% of people will not be interested. Okay, even if you tell them, they won't, because that maturity has to happen over lifetimes. So very few people will get that maturity. It's like anything, anywhere in science. Okay, science also. When I joined my SLC, 10 lakh people were there. When I went to PUC, 2 lakh. When I went to engineering, 5,000 people. When I went to MTech, 200 people. So like that, it narrows down the evolution peak. So only very few people will address that question, who am I? Those are the people who will mature and get transcend. Right? So now, is knowledge available? Knowledge is available, but not people will not be interested. Okay, and even if the people are interested, they'll not focus. Even if they focus, they can't grasp it because it's very subtle.
It's very difficult also and very abstract.
It is not difficult. It is subtle. Difficult and subtle, there is a difference. It is subtle subject, very subtle. It's not difficult at all. But the mind has to be very sharp and subtle to grasp it.
So what is the objective of human We have to, based on whatever is being taught to us in Bhagavad Gita, let's say, this is, as what you say, this is my peak of the evolution. What am I achieving here? After assuming everything that I have
What you are
supposed to.
achieving is, first we have to recognize that all my life I have been living in the illusion that the vehicle is me. It's like saying my car is myself. So my attempts to get satisfaction in life all are misdirected. It is taking care of the body, mind. Even when I say I will take care of family, we are actually only addressing their body and mental, physical and mental needs, not the spiritual needs.
But for the consciousness, the vehicle is needed. It doesn't have existence without the vehicle. So we
No,
can't ignore that either.
No, I'm not saying ignore. What I'm saying is the vehicle is only being taken care. There's no understanding of the consciousness itself.
Agreed.
Right? Your whole direction is about the vehicle, not about the consciousness itself. We don't even know where we are being.
Agreed.
Atma.
Absolutely.
So that consciousness without the vehicle, the evolution will not happen. A maturity has to be required. A peak human vehicle is required. Others that evolution will not happen. So now, at the peak of human consciousness, right? So in the science we say from monkey to man journey. Okay, that's at the physical level. Monkey to man journey is happened physical level. So is the man journey, the man is the final, or beyond that is something is there? The scientific discovery stops at the physical level of a human being, monkey to man. So the ancient findings or Vedanta and Bhagavad Gita is the human journey. There's one step, two steps beyond that, human body. You can develop divine qualities. A mature human being has certain qualities of love, compassion, what we call as a flowering of soft qualities of a human being that we call as divine qualities. Beyond that, you can attain oneness with the supreme reality, Paramatma, the God consciousness and absolute consciousness are the two levels which we can go beyond human body, and that's possible only within the human body. Absolute consciousness is called Paramatma or supreme reality, which is the totality of the existence. So to realize I am one with the totality of existence, Paramatma is the peak which we can go in human life.
So from Bhagavad Gita, is there anybody who really achieved Paramatma after including Krishna?
Krishna is Paramatma himself.
But he came here in the form of a human being, right?
That is true. See, the Paramatma, when it comes in the form of human being, that's called avatar, incarnation.
Correct.
Establish dharma. There are two types of people. So people who evolve and reach higher, and those evolved come for the guidance. They are different category. So those who evolve, those who are Paramatma or higher level consciousness coming to earth for the purpose of teaching or guidance is called avatar. So they don't fall into this category. They are not evolving. They know why they have come. They will help in the other people, guide, and then they'll go back. So the body is taken for the purpose of teaching and guiding and establishing dharma in the world. That's Krishna. That's about many other Mahatmas also.
So, okay, if Krishna was an avatar, did anybody else go and join Paramatma? In spite of Arjun listening to whatever Krishna was telling.
Definitely. It is not very uncommon. Okay, people who become Paramatma, they will not show some light, sound, music. Okay, they
Absolutely.
very ordinary people. Okay, so there are many people. Okay, who evolve spiritually. The spiritual evolution is very quiet and silent. They don't show up. So most of the time we are just only see the light, sound, and music, some beard and all. There are many people who evolve very gently, silently, and reach higher level of evolution. It doesn't require, and if that is not there, then there's no meaning in this all the scriptures and study of God. there are many people. Actually, there are so many evolved people who we don't see them because they don't show up. And with the right understanding and right clarity, which comes from the scriptures, it is not a very tough path. The clarity and subtle the ability of the person together, the combination is many people get enlightened. It is not a rare thing. The enlightenment is a rare thing for us because we don't understand the mechanism. Those who understand the mechanism, enlightenment is something not very rare. It's in fact is in the reach of many of the people who go through a systematic spiritual life.
I have a question. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's avatar means somebody has come to higher consciousness, come to teach lower consciousness. Whereas Siddha Purusha or a realized person is a human being taking the higher consciousness. Yes, sir.
So we talked about in one of the sessions before, and thanks Subbu for coordinating those sessions, and thanks Prabhuji for your great knowledge. And I can see people teaching Jagaditaya, but you are doing it for the world, and your videos has, I think, enlightened many of us. Or I'm not there, but hopefully I'm expecting. So this
I'm
journey
not doing Jagaditaya, I'm just doing my dharma.
Okay. So in this path of enlightenment and liberation, so when we say liberation, right? The liberation is
There's a lot of disturbance, Mahesh.
Some noise,
really?
some construction. Okay, please go
Background
ahead.
noise.
Yeah, background noise. Yeah, go ahead.
So in the after the path of, not after the path, but after we call it like a liberation, that what happens, like you call it moksha, right? So what happens to the Atma after moksha is one of the questions that we were discussing last time.
See, the Atma is an individualized consciousness. Paramatma is the supreme consciousness. So individualized consciousness is more like a wave, and supreme consciousness is like a water. So what will happen to the wave? After the waveform is gone, it becomes one with the water. It becomes one with the infinite Paramatma. So Jivatma becomes one. Jivatma realizes oneness with the Paramatma. It's as good as a wave, which is also a part of water earlier also. But wave had a structure, a form, a rise and fall. Maybe millions of times wave will rise and fall. Finally, it merges with water. No more waveform coming up.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please. Who is speaking?
Padmini.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Go
Guruji.
ahead.
So Guruji, I thank you so much for providing all the videos and audios and question and answers, which, we're very grateful to have all this from you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. So after listening to and trying to put this into practice in my daily life, slowly I ask, or I'll say nanu nanembudu. I'll do that, or I'll say, to whom did this thought come? And then I'll say, answer, it came to me. And then I'll say, who am I? Whenever I'm in the middle of some negative thoughts, when they come out of me. So slowly now I'm able to maintain a distance. Still, those thoughts are there. So say a negative thought comes, then I may for some time not be conscious it's there, and I'll go with the flow. But suddenly I realize, and then I do the self-inquiry, who am I, to whom? And then I bring that thought back to to where it belongs. But so slowly I see that I'm doing this, but it's so even when I do when I don't realize, and for some short period, I go with this flow of the negative thought, will that also add to this my bank balance of karma? Or
So,
do I get credit for halfway I've realized and I've
any,
gone back?
any small spiritual sadhana you do in your life, any lifetime, always adds to your spiritual journey. Okay, so that's what Arjuna asked Krishna. So Krishna, you're telling me do yoga and jnana. I'm in the war field. Anytime I can be killed. In war field, I don't know when I will be killed. So whatever I do, little bit in that when I'm alive, will it help me? Shri Krishna says, even if you do little bit, it will continue, carry forward in next life. So first question for you is anything, any small amount of spiritual work, spiritual activity, what we do will be preserved and grow in the next lifetime if you don't attain liberation this lifetime. Second thing is the spiritual journey is not like a explosion. Explosion is dhar something. Oh, yesterday I was fine, today I got something else. No, it is more like a blooming of a flower. Okay, so the lotus blooms like that. We start gradually start blooming. In the many times we'll fall back and we'll get up again. Fall back and get up again. More like learning is cycling. When you're learning a cycling, you'll get into cycle, you'll fall. Again, you'll go 2 steps, again fall back. Like that, gradually, we'll go back to ourselves and miss it, fall back, get dragged by thoughts, again come back. So it's like there's on and off will happen. But gradually, over a period of time, we learn cycling. Like that, we learn how to operate from our innermost center. So that is the process of spiritual journey. So in this process of journey, yes, we will do some small amount of karma when we fall back, but the good karma, what we do, going back to the self, that starts burning our negative, burning our sanchita karma, accumulated karma. So that way you don't have to worry too much. There are 4 types of karma: sanchita karma, prarabdha karma, agami, and kriyamana. So out of that, who am I? Self-enquiry will burn your sanchita karma, accumulate infinite amount of accumulated karma. That will not get accumulated. Prarabdha karma will continue, and when you do some karma, new karma, by unconsciously you will do some karma, that kriyamana karma will not have a very significant effects in your life. So in other words, whatever spiritual activity, whatever self-enquiry you do is overall beneficial. Don't worry too much about fall in between.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. See, there are 4 types of karma. Out of it, biggest karma is called sanchita. The infinite amount of karma which you have done many lifetimes. I don't know whether you have heard of sanchita, prarabdha, agami, and kriyamana.
Yeah, I have heard in your talks, Prabhuji,
Yeah.
I have heard.
So mainly, as you start getting jnana, the infinite amount of sanchita karma starts getting burnt. Very big balance. The prarabdha karma will continue because body is born already. Kriyamana is what you do. You start doing more. Actually, you try to do more service, more loka kalyana, more dharmic activity. In that sense, that also starts giving less fruits. Sometimes we fall back. Sometimes we get angry. Sometimes we get agitated. Don't worry too much about it. Again, come back. Continue your journey. So don't worry about fall in the spiritual life.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Welcome. But biggest thing which will happen is sanchita karma will get burnt. It's a huge amount of karma.
Okay.
Yes? Not able to hear. Audio.
So it's kind of also one of the message that it's told that don't worry about the fruits, just go on doing your thing. So you do, even if you're thinking negative or even if you're thinking positive, it doesn't matter because you're not supposed to think about the fruits. But at the same time, I forgot what was that. I forgot. I had a question when
Is your
Padmini was
question
talking.
is, Harshal, is your question is don't think about fruits, then why you are looking for enlightenment or liberation? I'm just
No,
out
no,
loud.
no, no.
Okay.
Okay, no. Okay, I got it.
No,
So
but that could be a question too. But go ahead.
that okay. You hold that for the next one, but my question. So let's say we are talking about our conscious, and the first thing is, am I allowed to keep my in the spiritual journey? Am I allowed to keep my conscious happy or unhappy? Because if I'm going to keep my conscious happy, it might result in having somebody else's conscious, make somebody else's conscious unhappy. So what
No,
is
no.
my role?
So this is nothing. This is making somebody else. See, there is something called dharma. Dharma is what is good for me and what is good for society is called dharma. What is good for me and what is not good for society is called adharma. Okay, I'll be happy. Okay, whatever happens to society, I don't care. Means larger whole, not society as such, is a larger whole. So the principle of dharma has to be applied. So if I have to be happy, I have to follow dharma. If I follow adharma, if I follow dharma and I get happiness, I am happy and I am doing some help or whatever is required for the society. So that's no problem. But if I am happy, I am happy, but it causes suffering to others. It's called adharma. Adharma invariably leads to papa or sin or bad merit. What you call papa. So that in the longer run, it has a lot of implications into many lifetimes, hell and other things. So,
Okay, continue. Sorry.
so first lesson in the spiritual life is live a life of dharma. Okay. So when I say I am doing this teaching and all, I'm not doing a favor to you. I am actually doing my dharma. Okay. So my dharma is what I received from my rishis, what I received from gurus. I have to pass it on to society. If I keep it to myself, it becomes selfishness. So in that sense, I'm not doing any favor to anybody. It's just my dharma I'm following. If I follow my dharma, good merit will come. But good merit is not required for enlightenment. The enlightenment is going beyond good merit also. But good merit will ensure that your spiritual journey is smooth. Your journey of life is smooth. So question is, should I be happy? Definitely you have to be happy. But happiness at the cost of suffering to others is not dharma.
Understood. But what if I'm suffering because of somebody else's dharma? How do I take care of that? If I don't react, then I'm doing my consciousness not doing it a favor.
See, if I am suffering, the law of nature, law of spiritual life, okay, is not about passivity. Anything happens to me, I should be passive. No. If something is happening in my life, okay, there are two aspects to my life. What happens in my life and how do I act on that, right? Something happens in my life. For example, corona happened in life, or earthquake happened in life, or somebody comes and tortures me. So something happens in my life, and how do I react to that is called purushartha. What happens in your life is called prarabdha. So if there is a situation in life uncomfortable, somebody is giving you trouble, somebody is some situation is there which is not comfortable to your life. So purushartha is you have a choice to change the situation, to overcome the situation, and by following the dharma. At some point of time, we can do that. At some point of time, we can't do it. Right? There are two situations. One is change what you can. Now, if you can't change what you can, then what is the choice you have? Accept what you can't. So at that point of time, you have to accept, because this is what's happening is unchangeable prarabdha. Prarabdha is what has happened to me because of my past karma. I have to accept it. We have only two choices: change what you can, accept
Even
what you can't.
if you change what you can, but if that results in having effects on so many aspects, which might cause suffering to others, what would be that time then?
No, no.
Would it go in my
Change what-
negative thing or my
Change what you
dharma?
can. Change what you can within the framework of dharma. See,
Even if it means suffering of others.
No, I don't know what I mean. If a general question, I can't have an answer because I can't even understand what general question you're asking, right? Because it's too much of general question to answer. So, and when you do dharma, okay, within the limits of dharma, what has to be changed has to be changed. So there are only two choices: change or accept. There is no third choice in life. Now, let us say it causes suffering to others. Okay, we'll take this situation. Whether suffering to others is really because of your action or because of their self-imposed suffering, we don't know. For example, if I don't eat food, my mother will suffer. My child is not eating. Okay, so now it is not required for us, but she is imposing on herself that I can't prevent her. I can't go and stuff food into her mouth, right? So we have to do within the best ability what we can. That's all we can do. We cannot do what is beyond our best ability. Within our ability, follow dharma, change what you can. In the process, some consequence can be there. For example, when Arjuna fights the war, okay, the war is a terrible thing, right? He has to protect dharma. So many people will die, but he has the limitation. He can do only that much. He cannot go and save the world.
It answers my question. It does answer my question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Arjuna, see, basically Arjuna is a warrior. Okay. Now the warrior has to protect dharma. In the process of protecting dharma, he has to kill some people. That's his limitation. He has to do it. But in the killing of the people, some people will become widows, some people, children will lose their family members. He doesn't have the control over the situation. He can do only limited to his ability. But he has to do well. He should not have a selfishness there.
Yeah. Your example was a perfect one about mother and the kid not eating. I think it answered a lot of my questions. Thank you very much.
There are many situations in life. Okay, we call people as suffering. They say suffering because of you, but they are self-imposed suffering. People are very good in torturing themselves and telling somebody else is causing me. Okay, it's a horrible situation, right? People want to create a guilt feeling. Okay, feeling of, oh, because of you I am suffering. Those things are there. Don't get succumb to that. Next question.
Yeah, Mahesh had something.
Yes, sir. If don't focus on the result, why focus on enlightenment? That was the question.
Yeah, it's like this could come in like a why to liberate if we don't have to.
No. That question, that whole understanding of don't focus on the result is wrong. The teaching is karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. It doesn't say don't get attached to fruits. Doesn't mean don't expect the fruits. No, you can expect the fruits. See, it's karmanye vadikara means you have the right to do your duty. But result is not under your control. Result is this result of because of many parameters. Okay, then if you say this result only I am happy, this result I am unhappy, then you are suffering. Whatever result comes, get that. A student when he studies for examination, you should focus that I should get 100 marks. Okay, but let's say he gets 70 marks. Should he commit suicide? So result is not under your control. Action is under control. Do your action in the best possible way. That way, possibility of right result is good. Chances are more. That's the meaning of that. So it's translated as don't expect fruits. No, you have to expect fruits, but don't get attached to fruits.
Otherwise, it will be disappointment.
It will cause suffering, a lot of suffering.
Clear, very clear. Thank you.
It may also cause happiness, Mahesh, because if you do more than what you expected, it's the both ways. So
no. The happiness is a problem. What will happen? Once you get some happiness, then you'll get addicted to that. So I want more of that. But the more will not happen.
Agreed.
Somewhere it will fail. Then you start getting disappointment.
Understood.
Right? success formula cannot be replicated so easily.
Very well. I'm getting so many things cleared in my mind also. Not that everything, but thank you very much, Subbu and Guruji. It's really like very nice to hear so many things and questions coming in my mind. Thank you very
Anybody else
much.
any questions?
Yeah, I will.
Prabhuji, I have one question, one more. Just this is a curious, out of curiosity, I'm asking, who is it that is actually recording all our thoughts? I mean, finally, it will be tallied, good thoughts, bad thoughts, and then we move on in our next life. But what
Okay.
is this mechanism that is it?
Okay.
Is it
I'll tell
the
you.
Turiya that is actually,
No,
which is
no,
fourth
no, no,
state watching us, that is
no.
actually
That's not it.
recording? Just a
No.
curiosity.
No. Turiya is beyond. Okay. Turiya is the supreme state. Turiya doesn't do any action. Turiya is like a screen, and movie is there on the screen. Turiya doesn't participate in any of your. Turiya is the background. Turiya is the Atma. Turiya is the light of self. It doesn't bother about what's going on. It just eliminates. Now what happens is recording. You have heard of Yamadharmaraya, right? The Lord of
Yes.
Death.
Mhm.
And you have heard that he has two assistants called Chitragupta. Have you heard of them?
Yes. He keeps
So
accounts.
what they say is two Chitragupta assistants of Yamadharmaraya sit on our shoulders and they record what's going on all your life. So the Chitragupta word comes from the Gupta Chitra. The reverse it. Gupta Chitra means hidden picture. Right?
Mhm. Yes.
So what happens? Hidden picture is our mind. A conscious mind is only 5%. Our subconscious mind is 95%. Lot of data gets recorded in our subconscious mind. Everything, whatever experience is getting recorded moment to moment. It's like a video camera. Constantly. There's no judgment there. It just gets recorded. Are you clear?
Yes.
So now this recording is a continuous activity. It's a part of our functioning of the mind. There's no person there. It's a functioning of the mind. Records, because that's required, right? 10 years back what I ate, 10 I went here. So there's some detail, but a lot of details are getting recorded every moment of our life. Okay.
Okay.
So they're called Chitra Gupta. They're called Gupta Chitra. That means hidden pictures. In Puranic language, it's called Chitra Gupta. Just the words are inverted. So now where it is getting recorded is next question. So can you show me? Can you? If I ask you, where is your memory? With your finger, you show me where is your memory.
It's in my brain.
Show me your brain. Is this
Everywhere.
correct? Right?
But I think it's everywhere,
Yeah.
in our muscles, everywhere.
It is not the brain, our body and muscle doesn't store memory. It's only accessing memory. The memory is accessed by the instrument called body and mind. Actually, I told you earlier, body and mind is just an instrument. So this instrument accesses the memory. The memory is stored in the cloud, like your laptop memory. Okay, laptop information is stored in the cloud. You download. So the entire our memory footprint is the energy field. So now what will happen? Our brain accesses that, our body and mind accesses that, and it's recorded in the field. That's why even if you die, when the body dies, also the memory will pass on. Otherwise, body dies, brain goes, brain dead, the memory will not go to next life. The memory will be carried forward intact to next life because of the cloud, that what you call energy field, and that cloud is called Akashic record. Akasha means subtle. Akasha means space. A subtle recording of all our thought process, memory, feelings, experiences happen in the Akashic record. Our body and mind is accessing moment to moment from that Akashic record, and we feel it's coming from here. It's coming through here.
Okay.
Okay, and that Akasha means space, a subtle element. A subtle recording takes place. All humanity, every human being, since they're born, millions of lifetimes, everything is recorded in the Akashic field for everybody. Okay. So now what will happen? This who records this is called memory. Chitragupta. Chitragupta is nothing but our mind. Records, retrieves. Records, retrieves. Okay. Chitragupta.
Okay.
At the time of death, what will happen? At the time of death, the soul is leaving the body. So at that time, the soul has become freed from the body. So practically, it is now, it's gained its divinity. Practically, it's like it has become free from the human structure. So now it will do a judgment of its own. What I have done right and what I have done wrong. Review. That's called life review. In that life review, the memory record will be played in the reverse order. Okay, a quick entire life review will take place in front of the soul. Now the soul is not partial, soul is impartial because it has become free from the body. It is owning up now what I have done. So based on what I have done, what I have not done, the soul will take next life.
Okay.
Clear?
Thank you, Guruji. Thank
Yes,
you.
please. Who is yes question? Yes.
The journey is actually going and rejoining the Paramatma, the soul going back and residing back in Paramatma.
You are never left actually. There's no rejoining because you are never left. You are already there, but you are not recognizing it.
But that's what is liberation, right? Like when you have done your karma and dharma, the achievement is you go back and join back to the Paramatma.
In a sense, it's not achievement because wave has never been separate from water. It cannot be. The wave has the illusion I'm separate from water, but wave is not separate from water. The wrong understanding that I'm separate will start dropping.
No, then I'm confused.
See, you will reach liberation is an achievement at the time of mukti. Okay, but it is not an achievement in the sense nobody can be separate from Paramatma. Paramatma is all pervading reality. Everywhere is there. Right now, what is your identity? I'm the body. Okay, our identity as a soul and Atma is very weak. In the spiritual journey, and the body identity becomes weak, and the soul or Atma, Paramatma identity becomes more and more stronger. In that sense, you are regaining what is there. You are not not getting something which is not what is not there. Already deep inside you are connected to Paramatma. That awakens. See, Paramatma being all pervading reality, can anybody be separate from Paramatma at any point of time?
No, I'm not saying separation. What I mean to say, we are small parts of a bigger something.
That
Is
small
this right?
part, that small part is coming from the concept of body. Because our identity is a body. The small part is body. Body is a small part in the whole universe. But as soul, our identity is not small. We are one with Paramatma. Atma is one with Paramatma is already. A mistaken identity makes say that we are a small part of the whole. The real identity is we are actually whole already. The entire process of losing the ignorance, wrong understanding that I am part of the body, the vehicle, is the spiritual journey. So to give an example, is wave part of water?
Water is a part of a wave.
What is a part of wave? You mean ocean water?
Wave is made up of water, right?
Wave is made up of water, right? Water is water. Is it wave is a part of water or wave is water?
It's water.
Wave is water only. Similarly, every soul is Paramatma only. But the name and form identification of the body makes it forget its real nature, essential nature. The wave when say I'm the wave with this form and shape, I'm separate from water, that feeling will start gradually go as you do spiritual journey. Have you gone to this 4D movies, 5D movies? There are 4D movies, right? You sit on a chair and you feel as if you're falling from a mountain. Okay, you're in the top of the mountain, suddenly you fall. So has anything happened to you? But your sense organs and mind are getting a feeling that, oh, I'm falling, right? So the feeling of smallness is coming through our sense organs and the vehicle. Really, one who is riding this Atma is free.
Then we are coming back to the same question. If there is, we are just going to be doing different actions in your different lives in different forms of body, then there is no end to this. This is like we
There
are.
is end to this. See, here the question is, there is no end to that is not correct. If you are continuously in the action, identifying the body, there's no end to it. Only Jnana can separate. That's why Nai Jnana and Sadasham Pavitra, only Jnana, self-awareness has to be developed. The self-awareness will come only after certain level of maturity. It's like, let's give the example of a movie. A horror movie is going on. I am showing so many things are horror. Some ghost is coming. I try to chase the ghost and all. Then somebody tells me, oh, it's a movie, Jnana. He's giving it Jnana. Oh, it's a movie. Wake up. Then I wake up. Jnana will wake me up. The ghost in the movie cannot make me wake up. So that's why importance is given to scriptures and wisdom. That wisdom and self-awareness, who am I, self-enquiry, will help you to wake up. Not the movie itself. Movie itself will require certain amount of maturity before you start doing self-enquiry.
So Guruji, wave realizing that it is nothing but water means it's not gaining anything new. It is realizing what it already is.
It is losing, no. It is losing its suffering,
Identity
no.
as a wave. Yeah.
Huh?
It is losing.
Its identity as a wave is fearful. I am a wave. I don't know when I am going to die. Okay, I was born yesterday. Tomorrow I'll go and die. A big wave will swallow me. That fear will go. The fear related to the identity will go. The stress related
Only
to
the
identity
false
will go.
identity is going, but the
Yes.
real nature, water, it was always there, and it will always remain same.
Yeah, but that you didn't realize, no. The whole of your life, here, the wave is living in the fear. Oh, big wave is coming and swallowing me. Okay, I'm going to hit a shore. I'll die. So that fear is there, no. The fear related to form. The stress. So basically, that's why it's called liberation, mukti. Mukti means freedom. It's not gaining something. Mukti is becoming free from what is associated with all mental wrong concepts and fear.
So last time when we broke with Subbu, my question was, if an Atma does all his dharma, does everything that it is expected to do, after that body dies, what happens to that Atma? Let's say he gets all the wisdom, he does everything. What happens after
There
that
are
body
4
dies?
paths for a human being. There are 4 paths. One is an ignorant person, okay, who has not done dharma, who doesn't know dharma and adharma. He will acquire papa and punya, good merit and sin.
And
So
he will come back
go
and he will come back to another body. Let's say whatever
another
it
body,
is. Okay.
right? That is case. Then there is a person who has done dharma, okay, but dharma he has done not for mukti. He has not done for liberation purpose. His purpose is dharma to get a good merit. Okay, then he will go to Swarga, 3rd level loka. There are 7 lokas, 7 planetary systems: Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Swarloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, Satyaloka. He will go to 3rd level planetary system, enjoy a lot of good merit in the heaven. It's like a 5-star place.
And he will be
So
there
then,
forever?
no, after he exhausts his punya, encashes his punya, he will come back to earth. This is the second category. The third category is that. Third category is he has lived a good life of dharma, and he has lived a life of religious life. Religious means puja and worship of God. Okay, he has not only lived his religious life, he lived his life well, but he has not done dharma for punya, sargaloka. He has done dharma to get God. Okay, his purpose is to attain God. He is called upasaka. Upasaka means one who is not liberated. Upasaka means one who has done good amount of sadhana, maturity, but he has not liberated, enlightened. The upasaka, when he dies, he will go to seventh loka, which is like let's say somebody has done a Shiva upasana, Shiva or Lakshmi, Durga. So that Devata loka he will go. It does not come back here, earth. He will be born in that loka. It is not called Purti Mukti. It's not complete Mukti. It's called Krama Mukti, partial Mukti, because he will be born in that loka. In that loka, he has to continue sadhana in a very good way. That's called Upasaka. Then the fourth category is a Gnani. He has lived a life of dharma, and he has lived a life of Atmanu Mokshartham Jagadita, self-realization, selfless service. He has got Gnana. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, I'm pure consciousness. That Gnana has become very clear. So then for him, after he dies, his Atma doesn't go anywhere. His pranas also don't go anywhere. Pranas will merge with the universal prana. Atma merges with Paramatma in the same body. Actually, that has happened much earlier also. When he gets Gnana, it has already happened. Formally, the body will become weak, and then he get a Videha Mukti. There are two types of Mukti, Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti. Jivan Mukti is when he gets liberated, he understands I am one with Paramatma, that clarity has emerged. But body will continue because of Prarabdha Karma. After time, body will become weak because of Prarabdha Karma, body will drop, then he becomes Videha Mukta, or he becomes one with the Paramatma. Atma doesn't go anywhere. The wave merges with water where it is.
So are we saying that the number of Atmas across has always remained the same, and there has never been an addition?
This is a wrong word terminology called wrong terminology. Atma, the terminology in Hindi and other Indian languages is wrongly used. Atma is only one. It's same as Paramatma. The appearance in individual body is called Jiva. Okay, so Jivas are infinite in number. You have a Jiva, I have a Jiva, but Atma of mine, Atma of you is same. Atma is only one, Jiva is many. So now the Jiva and Atma appears to be fused within an ignorant person, because he doesn't know that it's separate from Atma and Jiva. So it appears to be one. So then he'll say, I'm Atma, Atma is dying, all like that he'll say. So what dies is Jiva, and what is reborn is Jiva. So Jiva is nothing but a subtle memory, subtle mind. The subtle mind is what travels from one body to other body. So are there infinite numbers? Yes, infinite numbers. And are there more coming? They are coming, because animal life will, plant life will become animal life will plant, human beings. It will gradually, it will be continuous process.
Yeah, maybe I still need to do some of my internal thing, and then if I can come back, I'll come back to the question, and Subbu can pass it on to you. Maybe there is a lot of ignorance in me right now, but I think I need to really go.
Gradually, Avinash was asking questions.
Yes, Prabhuji, I was asking one question. So my question was, why? At the end of the day, why do we come? I mean, not the karma related that we go through the birth and death and all that, but the question is why at all we realize, or why at all we are here.
See, the why at all, the question of why at all in nature. Okay, anybody can give answer why. Why sun is, why fire is hot? why sun is bright. So everything has a nature. The living beings have a nature that they want to seek experience and happiness through various life forms. So why that is there, nobody can answer. But they have a seeking. The living beings have by nature, they want to get happiness through various life forms. So for that, they'll get to various life forms. They'll go through a certain degree of maturity, and finally they'll go back to the self.
So does that mean that it started with a choice? So I mean, there was Paramatma, and then with a choice, we as a wave came as Jiv or Jivatma.
When it
Was it
says
a
choice, yeah,
Uh-huh.
Paramatma is there. Paramatma is eternal, right? Paramatma is never coming to come. It doesn't comes and goes.
Mhm.
So there is infinite variety of Jivatma. You can like say seeds from time immemorial or whatever time. Seeds are there, various life forms. Now the seeds will have to mature by taking many bodies, grow into human being, then get maturity. It's a cycle itself. That's called nature, Prakriti. So that innumerable life forms are there in the seed form. The Paramatma gives light to them and brings them up.
So that is my question, Guruji. Why there are seeds, and why we are seeking to experience this?
No, see the why see is there an answer for why in anywhere in nature, right? In nature, existence by has certain nature, right? Fire has a burning ability. Why fire is burning? Fire is burning. Similarly, life forms are there in nature in seed form.
Right.
They are there time immemorial. So they are coming up, they grow, they take the form, and then they'll experience something, then it'll go come back, right? So if you ask a question why, the life is always driven by happiness. I want happiness. I want to seek happiness. So that seeking happiness is a powerful part of life. Whether it's an ant or an animal or elephant, they want to seek happiness in various forms. So they try to grow in that way. So if you ask question, why do you seek happiness? There's no answer for that because that's the nature. That's how the nature is.
Mhm.
At some point, our questions will stop, no? Because you cannot go beyond why the nature is like that. The nature is existence is like that. Who created it? It's there.
Okay. Okay.
Right? See, we will not get an answer to even science also. We'll never be able to answer why. They'll say what is there. At certain level, we have to say the life forms were there. They grew up. They seek multiple forms. They'll experience their karma and then they will evolve.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, madam.
Is it okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, what is beautiful? Life is beautiful or death is beautiful? Because death is
Life
going
is
to get.
no. What is your question? Life is beautiful.
Is life beautiful in this body or moving to the next body and death is beautiful? If if there is
What is beautiful means?
or what should be yearned for, life or death? Because if it's going to
There's
take me
nothing.
to
Life and death are never separate. They're
of
all
the body,
together.
of the body.
No. Life and death is always together. So the moment you are born, okay. Now, how old are you?
52.
Do you know every moment of your life, 5 to 7 million cells in your body are dying every minute. They are getting replaced. Okay. So our body is not solid at all. It is a flow. Okay. Our liver gets replaced in 3 years. Our brain gets replaced in 8 years. Except retina, every part of our body gets replaced. It's like we are like a snake, continuously changing. So what is death then? Continuously some part is dying, some part is getting rejuvenated. So death and life and death are very simultaneous. Actually, it's not. It's in our mind. We are compartmentalizing them. And also, when you breathe in, okay, some life comes to some cells. When you breathe out, half a couple of million cells will die. Continuously, we are actually a fluid entity. Life and death are never separate in that sense. Life and death, we say, oh, he lived for 70 years and died. But in the 70 years, he's already gradually has died. The whole death is slow process. The moment you are born, the death has already started.
Right. So we are moving towards death no matter what. And that is the eternal truth.
No, it's not end point. I'm saying it's simultaneous. It's continuous. And once it dies, again birth is also continuous. The moment you die, again birth also starts, continuous process. So for our purpose of saying some date and all, we are saying somebody is born in this date and dies. But actually birth and death is a simultaneous process, continuous process, ongoing process.
It is. But one thing which is really, not say surprising, it's really something which is questionable. In any form, Atma always wants to be living. It always wants to continue to live.
Jiva.
Like, for example,
No,
when you
Atma
have
and Jiva are mixing up. Atma and Jiva. Jiva is one thing to be. Atma doesn't, it is a witness.
Okay, maybe I'm not using the right terms, but let me just give an example. Like, for example, if there is a tiger chasing a goat, she will run for her life.
Okay. Life.
If you have human beings, like there is a sadness when someone departs.
Correct.
It could be because of not that it is gone somewhere, but it is because of the realization of you are no more able to be along with that person in the future once it departs. So no matter whatever form it is, the life, I don't know what word it is called, Atma, Jiva, the body, I'm not very sure about that, but the fight to stick to be living is same across all forms.
Correct.
So wouldn't it mean that there is something that it is common across and it is supposed to be, it is a natural form, and yet we still say that death is eternal and we should be accepting it and moving towards it?
No. It is, see, the clinging to life is for any living being. An ant to elephant, everybody wants to cling to life. There's no doubt. But who clings to life is not the Atma. Clings to life is Jiva, the consciousness which is identified with the body. Okay, now this consciousness which is identified with the body is trying to get happiness out of life. Suck experience of life it wants to take. Okay.
And that's not wrong, right?
No, nothing wrong in that. Experience of life it wants to take. And this entity is thinking the body is me. Okay. All experiences related to body is the experience what I want to take in life. Okay. Vehicle related experiences being taken continuously. And once life comes to an end, my experience is not, hunger is not gone, because I can never be satisfied with these experiences, whatever I have got. At no point of time I'll be saying I am fully satisfied with the experience I've got. So it clings for another life. It does not want to give life, because the moment you give life, the experience will end. So this continuous experiencing life through body, one body or after the body, is like I bought a car. I want a better car. I want a better car because my experience, I want to experience the car. So now that will continue until a point will reach where you realize you are not the body, you are the Atma. So then you realize that my nature is bliss and happiness. Then I don't need more vehicle. So till that point of time, everybody clings to life. That's called abhinivesha, clinging to life. And it cannot stop. Nobody can stop it, because they said urge. I have not, my experience of life is not complete. I want one more life. I want one more life. That experience is craving will continue until you are satisfied with the craving, where you realize, oh, I'm one with Paramatma, my nature is bliss. That is the point of enlightenment. Until that point out, nobody can escape from this craving for the body.
Okay, I have Bhagavad Gita, one stanza that we were when we were revising last class with Subbu, and
Yeah.
I brought it up, and so I thought I'll ask you this one.
Yes,
It's
please.
the chapter 2, verse 12. I'll just read the English translation where Bhagavan says, Sri Krishna says, there was never a time when I was not,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
when you or these kings were not, nor
Right.
is it a fact that hereafter we shall all cease to be. So
Correct.
at that time, I was a little bit puzzled, because it's true that we will, there are three people being referenced here. There was never a time when I was not, that is when Sri Krishna was not. So that part I don't understand, because since he is Paramatma, then why is he uh, in this world of, birth and death, rebirth and death? So
Just
true,
get
we
my
are born and we die, we go, we come back, and these kings, they are also, they
say.
are born and they come back. But why is Sri
Yeah.
Krishna,
So yeah,
why
I
is
will give
he
the answer to
always
this
there?
question. Answer this to question. Okay. When you say you, okay, who is asking Padmini?
Yes, sorry, Prabhuji, Padmini.
So when you say Padmini, right? Who are you? And let me ask you, Padmini. Padmini, who are you?
You mean my body, mind,
Whatever answer you,
intellect,
whatever
or
answer it comes. Padmini, who are you?
I don't know.
So the Padmini has multiple level of personality. If she goes in front of the husband, she becomes wife. If she goes in front of the daughter, it becomes mother, right? If she goes to office, she becomes a doctor or engineer. So we have multiple identities. When I say you, one of the identities will pick up, right? So let's say I'm saying you, then you say I'm a woman identity, you pick up. You, I pick up one identity. That means we have multiple identities, we'll pick up one identity, right? So this is about a society. In the existence level, we have two identities, okay, as Atma and as Jiva, two identities. The Atma is there eternally. Jiva is the one which takes the different bodies, okay. So this lifetime it has taken Padmini's body, next lifetime it will take some other body. So Jiva will keep on changing the body.
That's I understood.
Okay, now when Sri Krishna says at any point of time you are there, he is referring to Atma. That identity is referring. I was there all the time, you were there all the time, all the kings were all the time. He is referring to Atma as the identity, not Jiva as the identity. Jiva identity will keep on changing.
I understood it reverse.
No. Jiva identity is just keeps on changing shape. And that's not real identity, because it's just keep on changing shape. In fact, when you are alive itself, our whole body is undergoing gradual changes. So when he's speaking of you are there, I was there, he's referring to Atma as identity, not Jiva. Is it clear?
Okay.
Prabhuji,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Sorry, per minute.
Sorry?
Prabhuji, what was the word you used? Agnivesh. You used a word until the human being realizes that my true nature is Paramatma. What was that word? Agnivesh.
Abhinivesha.
It's Abba or
Huh?
Abnivesh. You said Abba.
I'll say Abhinivesha.
Abhinivesha. Okay.
Okay, I can post it on the this one. Wait a minute, where is my? I'm trying to locate my window. This window disappeared. I don't know where my window is.
The chat window, Guruji?
Ah, yeah, it's here. So chat window. Okay. So this word is called Abhinivesha. Abhinivesha means clinging to life. Okay, every life form, including amoeba to bacteria to virus, wants to cling to life. And it's not one lifetime, trillions and trillions of lifetimes, because it will not get satisfied with the happiness which you get out of that body, experience which you get. Finally, the experience that I am one with Paramatma, that alone will liberate you from Abhinivesha.
Okay.
You got the word Abhinivesha in the chat box?
Yep, I got that. Thank you.
Abhinivesha is very difficult to get over. Okay, until you self-realize.
So self-realization and liberation, they are two different things, right? Or they are same thing?
They are one and the same things. Self, when you realize yourself as Paramatma,
Right.
you are liberated from the limitation of body and mind. Liberation is dropping.
Okay.
Self-realization is recognition. So it's simultaneous. It's one and the same thing.
It is nothing related to leaving the body.
No, leaving the body
In a
is nothing.
conscious way.
No, that is leaving the body is called death, no?
I mean, I meant in a conscious way, like usually I've heard that self-realized people, they leave the body in a conscious way.
No, that's all wrong understanding.
Okay.
Yeah, this is all myths associated with self-realization.
Uh-huh.
Self-realization means I am Brahman, I am Paramatma. You realize when you are alive. You are consciously understood that Paramatma. Otherwise, unconsciously, every day we return to Paramatma in deep sleep. In deep sleep, you are going to Paramatma only, unconsciously. Okay? Every day when you are going to sleep, you are going to Paramatma only, unconsciously. The sleep is nothing but a death only, unconscious death. Okay? And every moment when you are speaking now, right? Every moment you are going to Paramatma and coming back. Paramatma is in the background all the time. It's like a wave. It's like every thought which arises and goes back. So always the background Paramatma is there, but you are not conscious about that. So
Okay.
self-realization is you become conscious about that. Once you become conscious that your life is done. So then how he dies, whether he dies in ICU or unconscious, or how he dies, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Right? These are all some myths associated with the self-realization. Yes, madam.
So if all Atmas are Paramatma, is Paramatma, like let's not even say that way. How come every Atma has a different characteristic? You have some cruel, you have some loving, you have
So I'll
some...
give you the answer. No, Atma and Paramatma don't distinguish. They're only terminologies. Okay.
Correct. But they are a part of some, it's the same thing.
They're not
right?
part.
No,
So
they are the
this is
same thing, right?
they're
No.
same thing. So this is Sanskrit terminology, should not confuse us. Okay. The space inside the pot and space outside the pot is same. The space inside the pot is called Atma, the space outside the pot is called Paramatma, but they are same space. Their nomenclature is only different. Don't confuse with the nomenclature. So why some Atma, some Jiva is cruel, some which is saintly and all? It's about Jiva, not about the Atma. Jiva is a mixture of Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Atma is like electricity. When the electricity comes, electricity is there, some bulb will glow light, some fan will rotate, some motor will pump. Why they are behaving differently? Because of the characteristic of the vehicle. So Atma is same. The characteristic of the vehicle or Jiva is different based on your Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna.
But the vehicle still plays an important part, right? Because based on the organs in that
You're not saying
vehicle
your
is...
importance. Your question was why somebody is good, somebody is bad. Because of vehicle, not because of Atma.
But
Atma is
body
like
is the vehicle, right?
body, mind is the vehicle, mind,
Correct.
Jiva.
Correct.
So
And
that vehicle has a different compositions. That is the reason for difference, not because of Atma is different. We are not saying it's important or not important. Your question was why they are different. Behaviors are different.
no, I missed that line of yours, that vehicle, body is the vehicle. That's why my question was like, because it should be because of the body as it is.
Atma, this is like a body. Okay, the Atma and Paramatma is like space. Atma is inside space, Paramatma is outside space. Only name is different. Not really, space is not different. So now this space, conscious space, illuminates this body, becomes alive. Like electricity makes the fan alive, electricity makes bulb alive. So bulb will give light, fan will give air, depending on the nature of the body, nature of the vehicle. So behaviors are different based on the nature of vehicle and jiva associated with that. Jiva is the mind.
Would sanskar also play an important role on the jiva, which is being...
Jiva is to go through good samskara. It has gone through many lifetimes of gradual refinement of samskara. It takes long journey.
The Gupta Chitragupta is samskara, right?
Yeah, Gupta Chitra is samskara, vasanas and impressions.
Nilesh, go ahead. No, you have.
No, I'm good. I'm just understanding different things being discussed. So no specific question. I had a couple, but I think some of those were already answered. So
Guruji, I'll ask one question if everyone allows.
Yes, please.
So liberation. I mean, we can self-realize ourselves, our true nature. But the other thing, like when we die, people take their dead body to Banaras and say that, okay, if you go in Ganga, then you will be liberated, or if you go to Saryu, or someone does the rituals, I think from Vishnu Puran or something, you get liberated. Is that something which can be done through Karm Kand as well?
No, it's called Shraddha. Okay, have you heard called Shraddha?
Yes. Yep.
Shraddha means faith.
Mhm.
Okay, so with the faith you do something,
Mhm.
right? So with faith you do something for two people. One is people who are alive and people who are dead.
Mhm.
Okay, people who are alive, okay, but his near and dear one has passed away. Okay, for the near and dear, for the people who are alive, you have to tell your near and dear one has passed away from this body, but he has gone somewhere. So he has to be educated and he has going to be consolation. So he'll be going to a good loka or somewhere. Are you getting what I'm saying? It's a more of a psychological counseling for the people who are alive. First question, first part. So it gives them faith, right? Let us say, imagine somebody is, let's say, mother has died. The person is devastated. So then, there's no solution can be given. For him, it is told that your mother is not, his soul has left and it has gone to another body or another loka. She is fine. Don't worry. Okay. It is a more of a psychological counseling for the person who is alive. First part. Is it clear?
Yes. Yep.
Second part. Okay. Second part is there are people who want to go to near Kashi and places like Kashi and all. Right. So where they want to die, saying that if you die in Kashi, you'll get mukti, liberation.
Right. Yep.
So there is a hidden, hidden agenda there. So these are called Tirtha Kshetras. Tirtha Kshetra means a place which purifies you. Okay. So the place, a river doesn't purify you. Tirtham karoti tirthani. That means near the place of holy place, there will be holy men who will give jnana. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, if you go that near that holy river, you take a dip. And in earlier days, there was no restaurant, food market and all. They'll go to some ashram. Some holy man will be there. Then he'll give him Atmajnana. He'll help you about, he'll give you educate about death, birth, Atma, Paramatma, all those things, education will get. That will liberate you. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Okay. Not like dying will liberate you, but getting the knowledge will.
Listen, I'm going step by step.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Tirtham karoti tirthani. That means the people who purify the tirthas stay near the river. So they will have some ashram. And earlier days, there's no other way. Now you go to ashram and some Swamiji will be there. So he'll give some food and then he'll give some education. Atmajnana.
Okay.
So that Atmajnana at the time of death will help you to liberate. Correct? Got it?
Mhm.
It so happened, my grandfather, who must be in 1920s, 10s and 20s at that time, he wanted to go to Kashi. Because at that time, going to Kashi is a very tough job. It's a long journey. You have to walk. And he donated all his property. He had some land and all property to temple because he doesn't know whether he's coming back alive. Then he goes to Kashi, right? It is a 2-year journey for him. Goes, begs for food somewhere, finally reaches Kashi. Then once you go such a long distance, you'll stay in some ashram. Then he'll get some good Atmajnana. Then he was alive. He came back with a lot of peace. So what will happen is that these are the opportunities created for you to get Jnana at some place, one way. Okay? And places like Kashi and all is more of such holy people, are supposed to be more of such holy people who can give Jnana in the ancient time. Right? This is the second category from the person who is dying persons. Then there is a third category of persons. The third category of persons is called Upasaka. Upasaka means somebody who has done Upasana. Okay? So I told you about Upasaka. Upasaka means he has done religious life he has led. He has meditated all the time on Shiva. Shiva, 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 Shiva. Okay? So for such a person, when he is in a place like Kashi, which is Shiva's place, at the time of death, he will be overpowered with the thoughts of Shiva, of holy play, holy thoughts. Then he will go to higher level loka.
Okay.
Are you clear?
Yes. So he will go to higher level loka, but he will not be.
Not because of death, because of life he has lived, and he has gone to a place where that will be reinforced at the time of death.
Right. But it is still not liberation.
It is called Krama Mukti. It is not full liberation. Full liberation is Jivan Mukti. Jivan Mukti can happen only through Jnana. There is no other way.
Okay. Okay.
Jnana alone can liberate. No other practices, breathing practice, meditation practice, yoga, kundalini, nothing will liberate you.
Got it. Clear now.
Okay.
So continuation of the same question. So performing last rites as per Hindu thing does it really add any value or it doesn't matter?
I give the value, no. First value is for the people who are living there. It's a education. Death is not the end. Death is a journey beginning. It is a tremendous consolation. People who are living, that's why Shraddha, right? Second thing, when whatever you do with goodwill and Shraddha mantra, so that will reach the soul when it's during journey because of the Veda mantras.
It's more psychological rather than spiritual.
It is two parts. Psychological part for the people who are living, and for the person who is dying, it's a goodwill which will be taken in the form of subtle form to that person when he is in his journey because of the Veda mantras. See, the mantras are done chanted in a proper way, proper vibration. They have the ability to convert gross into subtle. So that subtle will be reaching that soul.
Yeah, I think life after death is too far bigger thing.
No,
Even if I find how I can live my life in a
No,
better
I'm
way.
saying you don't have to worry about life after death. Every day you die.
Exactly.
Deep sleep is death. Dream is like life after death. So every day we go through miniature death every day. We don't have to visualize something very complicated.
Absolutely.
Right? When you go to sleep, you are going to death only. It's a mini death only. When you go to dream, it's like a journey from one life to other life. It's a simulation of life. What happens at the time of death also is same thing.
Very intense morning. At least for me.
No, I agree 100%, and thank you, Prabhuji, for coming.
At least for me, it's been there's a lot of things that for me, I need to really rewind and wind and again come back. I'm sure I will have new questions, but let me tell you, I had a very confused state. There were some basic questions which I always were bothering me have been cleared. Thank you again, once again.
Wonderful.
I have to again. It's not the end. I know. I realize it, but it's good to know that you're starting on a right path rather than just with confusions and questions and moving ahead. So
Very
thank you
good.
again and again, Subbu and Guruji, very much.
So
Thank you,
was
Subbu,
Bhagavad
for
Gita
Thank you,
talks like after
Prabhuji.
me?
Thank you,
Welcome.
Subbu. Thank you, Aruna.
So Bhagavad Gita talks are useful.
very useful.
Yes, very
Yes.
useful. Very,
Like
very
Subbu
useful.
said, I haven't moved ahead from the second chapter. So I'm still there.
Okay.
I haven't done it.
Yes,
But
even I'm on the second
second
chapter.
chapter is the full complete summary.
Yeah, most important.
Most important. Last chapter again, 18 chapters is a summary.
But Prabhuji, I want to thank you for putting all these, providing us with so many things for us to use for moving on in our own
You have to thank one
journey.
person who is there who has joined here called Gayatri. Okay, she
Oh,
has for last 12 years, she has made sure that every single word of what I talk is recorded. Otherwise, it will not be there.
thank you,
Thank you,
Gayatri
Gayatri.
ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So,
Thank you,
Guru,
Gayatri.
if you have 5 minutes, the upcoming Shivratri, right? I know it is celebrated and grand way in India, Bangalore, but for us, just because all our members are here, any message to them so they can know how to contribute, what to contribute.
So basically, Shivaratri means very auspicious day. We have Navaratri and Shivaratri. Navaratri is for the mother energy. Shivaratri is for Shiva consciousness. We have two aspects, two dimensions: consciousness and energy. Shakti and Shiva. Awakening Shakti is called Navaratri. Awakening Shiva is called Shivaratri. And Shiva is one and Shakti is nine. Different types of Shakti: Icha Shakti, Dana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, all variety of Shakti energies in our body. It's called Navaratri. Shivaratri is about awakening consciousness. Navaratri is about Shakti. So Shivaratri is a very auspicious day. On that day, full night awakening is very important. So at that time, our consciousness will be, our mind, our sense organs and the mind will be very sharp and open for enlightenment and liberation. Energies will be of that time age. So, but that certain prerequisites are there. We should not take food. We should be fasting, because the food, if you take, the energy will be drained for sleep and digestion. Okay, then we should spend time on meditation or God's name, chanting. So it's a very, very auspicious occasion for spiritual seekers for enlightenment. So we have been celebrating Shivratri for almost 13 years now. 13 years every night, every week, and a lot of people participate in some bhajans, chanting, mantras, so many things. So as a group in USA, you can do fasting. You are welcome to join our. We can allocate a slot for you for USA group, because there are different groups: UK group and USA group and other people groups. 1 hour slot you can join, or other programs are going on. You can watch whichever is convenient for you. It's available as recorded also, for because if you are, it's office time, you can always see later also. So you can do some you can as a group, you can do some bhajans or chanting, whatever you want. So that's up to you.
So Shivratri here in US, Guruji, should we follow Indian time for that or US time for that?
See, in for you, you can, I mean, in USA you would follow US time, right, naturally. Okay, but you can join India time. It will be 12 hours ahead, because we are celebrating.
Okay.
Any questions, Subbu?
No, Guruji. Thank you. Thank you.